Hi, this is Mike Starr, and I want to invite you to begin the Action4Traction program tomorrow, Monday, September the 9th, where we begin the first step in our journey of self-discovery in creating our heaven on earth, which is not a place, but a process and a means of progress, a way of seeing, a way of believing, a way of perceiving, a way of noticing things. If you've been following along on the pre-work, by now you will have developed your mantra, which is one of the 3 keys that you'll need. You've identified the elephant in the room for you, at least the one you'd like to work on initially. And you also have a positive improvement area that you'll be focusing on as well. During the course of the 10 days of the Action4Traction program, I'd ask you to each morning come up with an action that you're going to progress towards taking a bite of that out of that elephant. I would ask about 4 minutes at least a day that you're going to progress something positive using our steps, simple, tiny efforts of progress, as well as your positive improvement area. So, for example, if the elephant in the room for you may be financial issues, increasing income, decreasing expenses, you'll spend 4 minutes a day working on some ideas to reduce expenses, increasing income, and progressing that. If your positive improvement area is to perhaps improve your relationship with a loved one, significant other, then each day you'll spend about 4 minutes or so figuring out ways to improve harmony between you, maybe through improved listening with acknowledgement, maybe by listening to some type of improvement on tape, or reading a book, or practicing compassion. As you know, this program is one that's focused on compassion, clarity, and conviction. And through our path of self-discovery, I hope that we all can learn to be ever more empathetic and understanding, and realizing that people can't help being who they are. We can set boundaries, because occasionally others' behaviors can be toxic to us. But to be angry over who they are and what they are, all they're doing is being themselves. So it frees us up to move forward with the things that are important in our lives. The clarity will come as we build our understanding and beliefs of what is and what isn't. And please be open that there may be a higher truth than the current truth that you embrace at the moment. So as we walk down this path as Dorothy with the lion and the scarecrow and the Tin Man looking for their brain and their heart and their courage, let's approach it with an open mind. I'll be beside you all the way, looking for some places that I might want you to look at. But it is your path. It's your path of self-discovery, creating the process and the progress that'll become your heaven on earth. So I encourage you to use simple, tiny efforts of progress along the way. Do your daily meditations, which I'm asking everyone to meditate for at least 4 minutes on compassion. And just to step back a little bit on compassion. Compassion is for me anyhow, compassion is caring for others. It's understanding they can't help being who they are. It's understanding and having empathy that, but for the grace of God, but for the happenstance of circumstance, there go I. If I had been raised in the same family, in the same social area, the same brothers and sisters in birth order, the same era, there perhaps would be me. Not necessarily agreeing with their behavior, but understanding that they, to a large degree, can't help being who themselves. And in spite of that, we love them and we care about them and have a sense of understanding and feeling their pains and concerns. Not necessarily agreeing and not necessarily always wanting to be in their presence, because there are, as I said earlier, some toxic presence out there, and the best thing we could do is to set boundaries with consequences. So our goal is more or less to be fishermen and fisherwomen of bringing more good and having less bad in our lives. Finding ways to bring more peace, serenity, joy, and happiness in our lives every day. every week, every month, every year. Not in huge amounts, but in tiny amounts, using simple, tiny efforts of progress. So I hope you take this charge with me. I hope that you have a sense of optimism of what could be. On this path, on one side will be the way we think, the way we look, the way we perceive. And I call it being mindful in the moment of now. And I hope to give you some tips and ideas how we can improve our mindfulness in the moment of now, so that we see things in an optimistic way, we see things in a positive manner. We don't allow them to stop us or stagnate us. We can continue to move forward. And when issues come up, we can turn on a dime, and like that school of fish that turns quickly in the ocean, we can move forward and progress. Maybe coming back later to see what we can learn from what happened, but not to be stifled by an attitude or a response or a situation. On the other side will be our actions. This is the Action for Traction portion of the program, so we have to do. I think it was Yoda that says, try not, do, or do not. So let us do our meditations each day for 4 minutes. Let's take a little tiny bite out of our elephant each day, the same elephant for the 10 days, and the simple tiny efforts of progress. And let's progress that positive improvement area that we've identified for ourselves. So join me. Perhaps you are the lion or the Tin Man or the Scarecrow or maybe even Dorothy as we take our trip down this yellow brick road, down this journey into peace, creating your heaven on earth. I wish you well. I'm excited to go forward with you, and I thank those of you who have put so much effort into preparing to take our trip. Best wishes. Here we go. Thank you. Sat Nam.